Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of CityZilla Plays City Skylines, and in this episode we are going to be diving into a new transportation hub. We don't have any transportation for our new residential neighborhood that we had built a couple episodes ago, and I think it's just going to be really smart. We do have like a monorail bus kind of metro combo not too far away, so I think we're going to try to incorporate maybe a monorail station, probably do an above ground metro since we don't have any of those yet, and I think they look really cool. And then we're going to be kind of setting up the foundation for that toll road that I've been kind of talking about for a few episodes now. And so let's go ahead and jump out of here. And I wanted to look at our train, new train area that we had created in the last episode. I think it's working out really well. We have definitely solved the problems that we were having before. I did make a couple changes. I had deleted this top rail right here and just extended it out. And it was because we were getting a lot of trains queuing for the cargo hub right here, and I just wanted to create a little more access. And then I put in some trees to create a little bit of a sound barrier for the area as well, and I think it just looks really cool with all the trains coming through, and it just looks really industrial, and I like the look of it. And so this was the area that I was thinking for the transportation hub. I think it would be really smart. We got this leisure area right here with some hotels and then some office space, but then we got some office space right here, and we got like a park in the middle, a bunch of residential, and then some low density residential as well. And so I think right here would be smart. And so we are going to jump right in, and I want to first off extend this road. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking this road. And so we'll probably pause. Actually, we can keep it running. We'll come in here, and I want to probably go, we'll go like right there, and then we can actually cut it down. I think that would be smart. And then, so what I'm thinking is we'll come in here and we'll go to our little content creator packs and go to the elevated metro stations. Oh, these are the train stations. Elevated metro. Yeah, I want to do this glass one. I think it looks really cool. And so we'll put that guy in. Let's see where we're going to put the metro first. And so maybe it would be smarter. Maybe we... So maybe it might be smart if we just put the metro on that road. Let's see how that looks. So we'll extend this guy out, extend this guy out, and then let's just see. Yeah, there you go. And then let's see about just connecting that up. I think that looks pretty good. And then let's see if the metro fits in here now. It actually does still, so let's see how that, you know what, I like that. So it's kind of like an entrance to this neighborhood a little bit. So maybe we will switch this to a road without a median so that we don't get a light right in the middle of it. I think that would probably be smart. Yeah, there you go. And so at least now people would be able to turn around there. Maybe we'll do a 3 and 2 little asymmetric action. I think that would probably be smart for this area. Yeah, let's see if it puts in a light in the middle. It doesn't. It puts in lights on the sides, but I think we might have cleared. We did. Look at that. That's perfect. And so that actually works out, and then it provides access for over here, which is smart. And so we got the monorail in as well. Let's see if we can. I think that's gonna put. You know what? It actually puts it right in the grass. That's awesome. I didn't realize it was going to do that, but that works out really well. Perfect. And then so what I'm thinking as well is we'll put in one of those bus stations. We don't have this big one, and so I think it would look really cool if we put this over here somewhere. Maybe we'll... You know what, I think we're going to do like a little road off of it. I think that would probably be smart. Because I know for buses a lot you get crazy traffic, and so yeah, you know what? I think that's gonna look good right there. I want to bring this out just a smidge more. I didn't really want that too close to that, but I don't think it's gonna look good like the way we had it. You know what? I think that looks pretty good. I do want to just center this up real quick. It's gonna bother me. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. It's pretty centered. And so we'll probably do some landscaping around this guy, and then we'll do these two lines. And so let's go ahead and do that first. Let's do the metro one first, since we need to kind of create a tunnel for this guy. And so let's go like that, and then let's start diving down. And then I want to connect this up to one of our stations that we don't have two lines on. So I think we'll use this red one right here. I think that would be good. It's funny because we built that tunnel there. It's now in the way. You know what, I think we can just go straight. Want to make sure that we didn't create any weird... You know what, I think it looks okay. It does go down a little bit, but it's not too sharp, and so I think that's going to end up working out. And so what I'm thinking too is we will probably have this curve up and maybe cut in right here across our lovely landscaping, because I don't know if I'll be able to get it up too fast right there, and then we'll have it come up here, and then we'll probably do a road right here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll do this guy as well. We'll come above ground. We'll come up here, and we'll go like that. And I think that's going to be a perfect location for our second stop. And so I want to do the above ground as well, and I really like how this one looks. And so I think we're going to do this guy. We're going to go right there, and then let's come in and do the line real quick. Yeah, there you go. And then we'll come down here. I think we're straight. So we're going to need to curve in. And then go straight. Turn off collision. So we'll come this way. And then curve in again. And I don't know how this is going to look. So let's... Because I did this already, but I did it a little bit differently than what I just did. You know what? I think that looks pretty good. Let's just lower this down a smidge. Yeah, there you go. It is a little close, but I have seen stuff like this before, and so it makes me feel like it's a little more realistic. And we got our pillar in there, which is good. We don't have any pillars on the road. We got that one right there, so we got pretty good support. And you know what? I'm happy with how that looks. And so I want to, before we forget, oh man, this has got 4 stations on it, so we could ideally do quite a bit of this. I know this one's got 2, but we're actually going to do a loop back. And so we'll come up here, go across, go like that, and then this one's going to go like that. Whenever we go through, we'll be able to do one on the opposite side, but then we'll actually be able to do some other lines in the middle. But we'll see. The way we have our metro set up right now, that's not really the direction we're going in. Okay, and so what I'm thinking for this area is something similar. I think that's a little too tall. Yeah, we'll follow this across. And I'll have this cut up here. I think I want it to just... So we have our rail line right here, and what we could do is have it split off down here and curve. So you know what, I think that would be good. Let's see if we can actually... I'm going to delete this guy real quick, and then I think what we're going to do is curve it. Don't really like how that looks. Let's see if maybe that's a little bit better. Let's see if it connects. Yeah, you know what? That works out. It's not as smooth as I was hoping, but I think it's going to work out for our purposes. Let's see if we're not just insanely high on this guy. So I think it would be kind of weird to have to go really high on that. But I think because of the trains, we're kind of forced to. So we could actually go down a little bit. I think I got the pillars instead of the... Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. I think it is a little steeper than I was originally hoping for, but I have seen monorails go pretty high up, so it's not incredibly realistic. We do want to slope that up just a little bit better. I think this slope's actually pretty good. And I do want to clean up this weird kind of jaggedy... Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. And so now what we can do is actually come in here, and the reason why I deleted that other little section was so that we could, because they're not going to be going through anymore, they're going to be stopping up here, so it's not really a huge concern. Let's unpause so we can see where this other line is. That should be good. Where did it go? Oh, we're right here. Lost it for a second. So I think that's probably good. Yeah, I think we got both lines. And then I think we did remove one of our level guys over here. So we got two stops, and they're coming up here, which is perfect. Yep, and I like how we got that curve in there. We've got a little bit of trees, but they go over the trains, so that'd actually be like a little bit of a scenic drive too. We could actually move this one up too. Yeah, there you go. So now it's a little smoother, and I kind of wish that it would have stayed straight, but I don't know how having it that close to the airport. Maybe, I mean, because you do a lot of times just have roads, so maybe we'll... Yeah, just because it's going to bug me, that little turn, I think we will just have it go straight. because then we it can be a little cleaner. It is pretty close to that airport, but it's far enough away to where I could see it justified. And there we go. I think that looks pretty good. It looks like it may be... what? Okay, so... I don't have a... Yeah, there we go. And then I do want to smoothen this guy out just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty cool. I like how that looks. Okay, and so we got this in. We got our bus, which, man, the inner city is already proving to be pretty popular. And I think I'm going to leave the inner city on for this one. And then, so we got this line too, which I wouldn't be surprised if this was already pretty well utilized. Yeah, look at all these people walking. Yeah. Our metro, I kind of wish we would have been able to put them on the opposite ends. It's not a big deal though. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we don't have any bus line access for these areas at all. We ended up doing the trams for these areas, and that was one of the reasons why we haven't really dived into buses since our original area. But I think now that we're over here and we're not doing the trams anymore in these areas, except for maybe just extensions, which we could, extend this guy out, but I think buses will work out well. And so I want to just go around our big little squares here. It would be safe to assume that people could just walk out of the neighborhoods onto these, and so I think if we just do this, it's gonna work out really well. Do that, we'll come up here, do that, and go like that, just a little counterclockwise, clockwise kind of formation. I think it's gonna work out well. And so that right there is good, and then we'll come up here and we'll do another one. But I think what we're going to do is come over here and actually go right there, and we'll come up here, and we'll go like right there. We'll go like right there, and then we'll come down the middle again. I don't want to use this same stop. We could though. Yeah, we'll use the same stop. And so we'll go like that, and then we'll just come down here and complete the line, and then we'll do another one, but counterclockwise. And so we'll come up here, and then we'll go right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and then come back again. And so now that's going to provide some nice access for these people. And it's kind of funny, it probably would have been smart for us to cut that into the middle, but it's not a big deal. Anybody inside any one of these little triangle things would be able to walk to the outside pretty easily, and so I think that's pretty good coverage. But I wanted to come over here to our little monorail station and kind of do the same thing. So we have a tram right here, but this whole square is not really covered. So I think if we did like right there, and then we'll actually come up here and go like right there, we'll go like right there, and then we'll do one up there, do one right there, one right there, and then we'll come in and complete the line. So then we'll do this one, and it's just going to be the same layout, just the opposite side of the street. And so we'll go like this, go like that, and then we'll come down here again, and we'll just mirror it, and voila, and there you go. And the reason why I like to do the outsides rather than actually cutting into the neighborhoods is I feel like it just makes the buses a little more efficient. The people, like, this isn't a far walk to this little stop over here, and if you're over here, then you can walk over to this side, and the pedestrians are more than happy to walk if you provide that access. And so what we can do, we got this area covered by trams, we got this area which we could, because this little line down here doesn't really have anything, so I think if we go like this, come down here, and we'll just do one over here. And then we'll come down here and go in front of the monorail station. But then because we got rid of that tram access, I think right here would just be great. But then we'll come up our little commercial street, and we'll come down here, we'll go like that. And then I think that's probably good. And then I think we'll just do the same thing where we just go the opposite side. And this is a little redundant because we do have the tram access right here, and that's why I'm really only putting the stops in front of the monorail stations. Because I don't think it's really necessary for a lot of it. But I think that's pretty good. And it looks like we got something a little weird happening here. And it looks like it might be something just to do with the lane arrows. So we will try and fix that. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll go like that. And this should fix itself. I haven't really gone through and actually done the lane arrows on a lot of them because if it's not a high volume intersection, a lot of times you can get away without doing it, and keeping the straight-ons with the turn lanes a lot of times can make things just a little bit easier. And so let's see if these bus lines fix themselves. So this bus line is coming up here but then turning right as though... So I think because what's happening is there oh, it's because this is there's only one right turn. So if we come in here, actually go to our lane arrow tool, and you know, we can do left and right on that one, and we'll see. Buses should be able to just come down now. Bus. It's kind of funny they're coming all the way down here now, which is not really necessary. I'm really surprised that it's doing that. It should just come up here. We gotta wait for a bus because what happens is the bus actually has to drive the line in order for it to change. And so we need to wait for a bus. And while we're waiting, let's go ahead and look at our new lines. So let's sort by that. And so I'm going to guess that 8 and 9 are the first two that we built. Let's go over here. Let's go to 8 and 9. Yep. And so we can actually do these the same color. And there you go. And then we'll come up here. 10 and 11 are the same. And so let's see what colors we don't have. So we don't have like a purple. So we'll do 9 and 10 as a purple. What other colors? So we don't have a red. So we could do 12 and 13 red. It's kind of a little bit of a magenta red, but it's alright. So then we could actually just do a bright yellow for this one. I think that could be good. Let's try to get that just a little bit brighter. Yeah, there you go. And so let's look at what was the line we were looking at. So we were looking at the yellows. So vehicles 10. It's going to take a little while, and you know what? I want to make sure that we're using the double-decker buses on here too. The standard buses that come with the game, they only allow like 30 people, which is terrible. And so I actually have a modded assets, the Skylines Citywide, LFDD. They're the double-decker buses. And I think they look really cool. They're kind of futuristic. And it kind of reminds me, in Las Vegas we have double-decker buses, and so I really like them. We'll see. Yeah, there's the yellow ones right there already. They're just a nice asset to have. They fit, I mean, like 110 people, yeah, so you end up, the line just end up being a little more efficient. So I want to see if this one's fixed itself yet. This one's still like driving up there. And it looks like this guy is actually on the right road. Yeah, they're able to take that road now, so this should change. Because it's really unnecessary for them to make that. Yeah, there you go. See what this red guy, what's he doing? think they're just trying to populate the lines, because these red ones just don't really make sense either. Where is the red? Oh, it's way over there. We can look at the vehicles though. Oh, these ones actually, there's quite a few people waiting. So I think 11 actually might be good for that one. Because these, I mean, it's not a super big line, but look how many people we're getting on them. I think that's pretty good. Really surprised. I guess a lot of, because we didn't have the bus lines down, we just weren't getting the people. And so our first ones were 8 and 9, which this one's only got 5 on it, which it's already got quite a bit of people, but they're not really moving yet. Doesn't even have the 5th bus on yet. These ones, I mean, this stop right here, there's quite a few people waiting, and they're all trying to get over to that little bus hub. Let's go to the second one. This one's got quite a few people too, and it's still missing a bus. But it's not crazy, there's not hundreds, and so I think we're just gonna have to wait for this to kind of pan out. While we're waiting though, I really want to decorate up this area. I don't want to just leave it like this. And so what I think we're gonna do first off is create a nice fence around this area. So we'll probably go like that, and then we'll come down. You know, we could probably even fit a couple parks in here too. I think that could be good. Maybe we'll try to squeeze in a couple plazas underneath this guy. Let's see how this looks. I mean, plaza with trees, plaza with picnic tables, that could be good. Maybe we could fit 2. Nope. Oh. We'll go like that. And I think that looks pretty good. There's no trees in it, and so I think that looks pretty good. I do want to move it just a little bit over. Yeah, there you go. It does. The trees do hit the line a little bit, but I think it's not enough to really worry about. So we'll come back up over here. We'll come over here. Would have been nicer if that curved in, but I think we will just put in some foliage right there, which I think will look pretty good. And then I want to try and connect that gap. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we got this squared off. We don't have anything around this guy, but we could just leave that like that. Maybe it's like an open space area. And so let's come in and put in some foliage. think we'll probably come in here and put in some rocks too. I don't want to miss an opportunity to put in some rocks. Oh, there you go. You know what? That's a lot of foliage, but I think it would look really good. And so I think we could do trees around the outside. If we just did like these little pine trees, I think that could look good. You know what? We can actually make this like a tree-lined road. So I'm not really, I think for this side we'll probably end up putting in like some sort of unique building. And so we'll come down here. Yeah, I think this is going to look pretty good. And so for the front side, we could actually just put in some kind of bigger trees. Ones that look good though. Yeah, there you go. Kind of evenly spaced. Maybe this one will be a colored tree. Yeah, you know what? Don't want to miss an opportunity for some colored trees. We do need to put in some path access though, before I forget. There we go. And then I do want, so when I put this right there, I do want a path right there. I think having path access on this side is going to be really important. That actually allows us to connect that up. Then we can finish this. Can actually delete this guy. Hey, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. And so we got access right there. We got access down this back road. And so I think the roads provide access. So we have access all the way around now. And so this would be good. I think we'll actually upgrade this little path right here to something a little nicer. Yeah, there you go. Could actually probably do that for that one too. There you go. And this one does have just a little bit of foliage on it. And there we go. And so now we got pretty good access. Let's go ahead and finish our detailing. So I want to come back in, and I was thinking doing a little sugar maple right here would be good. Really like how this tree looks. I think it just looks so clean. And I'm pretty sure it is the one that they put on. But then for this big area, I could do the colored trees, but I feel like I do those a lot. Maybe we'll just do one of the gold trees in here since we did a couple of the... Yeah, there you go. And then maybe we'll do one of these over here. Two of them. And you know what? Just because it's an entrance, we'll do two of them there too. Yeah, look at that. I think that looks great. And I like how we got our bus lines in. We got our metro humming along, and I'm pretty sure it's... Oh man, look at all this. Yeah, look at all these people. So let's look at our main metro hub now, because that did add another platform to where this thing should just be jamming. Oh yeah, I mean, look at the 3,000 people. I love how this looks, and we still got, I think, a couple lines. We got 2 more lines that we can place on this guy, and then we'll be fully stocked. And I just can't even imagine even more people. This is just insane, especially with our trains working out now. because this thing's just still got so many people waiting in it. Look at all those people, they're just queuing. Yeah, this is fantastic. I like how we set this up. It's working out really well. So, man, there's so many people queuing for this. And so let's go ahead and look at our bus lines again. So our white ones were the first ones, and so we got 6 people on these, and they're pretty empty. We could probably drop that down to, say, 5. So, buses do create congestion still, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll drop that down to 5. And then let's look at the other white one. So this one's... I thought they both had 5. Well, I guess this one had 6 on it. Yeah, I think 5's good. Honestly, we could probably even get away with 4. But it's not a big deal. And so we'll come to the purple one, which, man, this one's got so many people. It says, was it 196 residents and 5 tourists? But the buses still aren't pretty packed. Let's look at where this line goes. So this line goes all the way around. But they're moving pretty quick. Oh, it's this first one. I didn't even see that. So it's the first stop. I'm guessing it's this one right here, and it's actually bringing people home. And so I think 8's probably good. We can actually maybe drop that down to 6. Because then it'll take some traffic off, which would be good. So we'll come up here, and this one's definitely not as bad. I think we'll go down to 6 on that one too. But then we'll come up here to the red guy. And this is another one of our new ones. Let's look to see. Okay, so this one is around this neighborhood right here. And it definitely has a ton of buses. I don't know if it's necessary though. Look at all these. We got some with 1, 0. So we'll drop this down to 6. And then let's look at the other red one. This one actually looks a little more utilized. So 25, but we still got some pretty empty buses. We'll drop this down to 6 as well. And then let's look at our yellow ones, which is the opposite end, but it goes through our little commercial area right here. And so this same picture, some empty, people are using it. 97% car trip saved, which is good. I didn't think that this was going to be like a huge improvement, but we're just trying to provide more access for people, get people off the road. And so 100% car trip saved is great, but I definitely think we don't need that many buses. And so we'll come back up here to this other yellow one. Similar story, 10. We'll go down to 6. And then we'll probably revisit these. We can actually look at some of our other lines. So 352. Oh yeah, this is... What line is this? Oh, this is our one bus line that goes down here. And then comes over here, loops around. It's funny, I haven't looked at this bus line in a long time. And man, there is just so many people. Let's go ahead and bump this up to 10. I think that would probably be smart. Because then if we can get all the people off this one, that would be good. And so that was the yellow one. Let's look at this pink one, which is from our station over here. And then it actually comes up here and turns around this little neighborhood. It's kind of like a little bit of an expressway, but looks like they're good. They're not empty, but they're not completely full. I don't really want to mess with it though. It's 100% car trip saved, and so I think that's probably good. And we'll come over to our blue one, which is one of our heavy main lines. This is one of the first lines we did. And this one is one that loops all the way around. Yeah, it goes down here, and it actually turns around at our little monorail station, but then comes back. So it's basically this bottom road right here. And so it's got 15 buses, and there's a couple that are low. There's one that's 0. But man, there's a lot of people taking this, so I wonder, because these are all grouped up, that kind of tells me that there might be traffic. So maybe we'll drop this down to 12. Yeah, I think 12 could be good. And so we'll come to our last bus line, the green one. And this one's got 16 buses. Some of them are empty. A lot of people are using it. But this is the one that goes up top. And so it kind of makes me think that there might be traffic. A lot of them are pretty full. But I think we could probably get away with just a couple less. maybe we'll keep it 16 because it is a big line, and none of them are completely empty. Because a lot of these people are getting on them and getting off just a couple exits down. I mean, that one's empty. But this one, I mean, it's got 83. I mean, most of the stops have people, so maybe we'll just keep that at that. We can actually look at our tram lines too. So, tram line green, this is our first one that we did. It's only got 4 vehicles. It's only this little commercial area across the river. It was just something that I put in for this area specifically, and so... But let's look at the purple one, which is one of our main lines. This one's actually pretty good. We've optimized these pretty good, and so 22 trams. It's a big loop, and that's why there's so many trams. This is actually the one that comes over here and turns around and then goes around our entire area. None of them are really grouped up, except for these. I think maybe we could get away with just doing 20, because I think if we could drop, we'll do 19. We'll see how that works, because if we can take some traffic off, that could be good. And this is just the same one but opposite, and so 22 again. Let's see if maybe we can drop this one down to 19 as well, because if we can get some trams off the road, I think that would be good. Maybe we'll do 18. Yeah, maybe we'll drop it down to 18, and if it ruins everything, we can always bump it back up. And so let's come to our yellow line, which is another one that comes into the station, but it just goes down the middle. And so this one's got 9 trams, which isn't a whole lot. And most of them have a lot of people. Some of them are empty, but a lot of these stops are pretty full. So we'll keep that like that. And then we'll come over to our red one, which is our industrial line. And most of these are empty. So let's drop this down to 4. We'll go to the next one, the orange line. And so the orange line is our area down here's line. And so it's not well utilized. 71% car trip saved. We don't have a lot of trams on it. It was creating a bunch of congestion over in this area, and so I had actually already taken some away just to get the trams off the road. And so let's go, this is the tram lines. So that was orange, and then we'll come into white, which is just we have 2 white ones, and they are the new loop around this area. And so quite a few people are using it. Not a ton, but most of these are full, and we only have 9, so we're not way overdoing it. So I think this is actually, I think these are good. And then our monorails are pretty solid. We don't have a ton of them on there, but we don't really need to worry about traffic as much. And then I think the only other option is our ferries, which we only have that one, and I don't think anybody's really using it. We only have 3. I mean, there's one person. It's more of like a scenic ferry because it doesn't really get you anywhere. But we don't have trolleys, and I think that's pretty good. You know, we didn't have anything too crazy. It does look like we got a pretty big fire happening in our area. Oh, yep, helicopters are coming in. This is schools too, 2 playgrounds. This doesn't look good for the city. This is our downtown area too, so all these tourists are looking over there like, oh man, we went to Zillawood and the whole thing burned down. It was crazy. But I think that's pretty good. We went through all of our transportation. I really like how this new area looks. A part of me wishes that we actually still could put in some rocks. So I feel like we missed an opportunity there to at least put in a couple. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we just don't really have the space for it. Maybe some small ones. Maybe we'll just do a couple of these guys. I really like how the rocks look. They're so formal and they're clean. Yeah, and they just clean everything up. I kind of wish we would have been able to fit some big ones in, but let me know in the comments what you think about our new area, and then I think we will end up expanding our freeway on the next episode. And then I had gotten a suggestion to put a zoo in here, and so I think it's gonna be something that we're gonna do. Maybe another little camping area, and then a competing zoo, because we do have a zoo over here, but since we're a tourism town, it'd be safe to assume that there would be multiple zoos. Maybe there's one that's associated with those 4 parks, but then there's like another little private one over here. It's kind of like Orlando. There's just multiple parks. There's parks all over the place. And then campgrounds, you can actually, keep putting them down. There's campgrounds everywhere. And so let me know what you think about the episodes to come, and thank you for watching.